crack the brain. Let's
Oh,
let's talk about APEC.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, roofing is cool. I mean, to me, there's a tradable opportunity in everything. And as we're looking now, roofing supplies is doing quite well, looks like. So maybe this can help offset your roofing costs, Larry. And they seem to be pacing each other fairly well. So maybe we need a roofing
Mm.
watch list. Um, let's make one here. What should we name it? The roof is on fire? Something like that. All right, create watch list.
It's probably synchronized with the hurricane season.
No doubts. And I'm sure the actuaries and legions of lawyers at property and casualty firms know the numbers, and that's why they're bailing out of California. And yeah, we're not covering anybody.
Or they say they're bailing out of California.
Yeah.
Can't trust an insurance company worth anything.
I believe there's only two carriers left for getting new homeowners policies in California.
They
So then
use
what?
drones to spy on your home. So if you have like a tarp or anything that they deem a risk, they'll cancel it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
kidding?
Wow.
Look at the story of AAA canceling someone because they had like a messy yard. They used a drone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What? I gotta look this up.
Because they have a messy yard?
Yeah.
How can they do
Um,
that?
It was just click the news tab. Yeah.
that's gonna disproportionately affect the population.
Yeah. It was a few months ago. I believe it was Antioch that the guy was.
That's hilarious. I'm not surprised that's Antioch. I used to manage piece of shit tax credit properties out there. Um, uh, my husband is too gentle. What? Um, I don't see it at first glance. If you can find it, Flop, that would be hilarious. Um,
They have the right to cancel anyone.
Right.
but flying a drone is kind of cheating. Uh,
Either a drone or they use satellite, Google Maps footage. So they went
there's
and inspected everybody's yard.
there's some claims adjuster just Googling addresses.
But get this. This is worse. Geico. So a guy crashed his car, right? He has a policy. He has full. So then when the adjuster was investigating the case, they
Mhm.
retroactively canceled his policy because he has a teenager in the house that does not have a license and was not on the policy as an exclusion, right? So they say, because that kid could have driven the car, which he did not, we are going to cancel you because you didn't tell us.
Wow.
So he lost his
Ooh.
car and he lost his insurance and he's got nothing.
But all families or most families have, or not all, sorry, some families have children. Wouldn't this apply? I mean, that's a really bad precedent to set, right?
Yeah, and the comments were saying that I guess legally they have the right to do that. So, I have a 10-year-old now. I have to tell my insurance to exclude my 10-year-old because they've been known to steal cars at night. And
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious. 10-year
well,
old
not for
still
that guy.
teenagers, I
Um,
mean, underage driver, they steal their parents' car and drive.
Yeah, so they say because of that, you need to tell them so they are excluded, and then the policy is good. If you don't tell
Wow.
them,
Wow.
okay, I don't see the drone update on canceled home insurance.
yeah,
Maybe
if
this.
I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay, maybe this is the wrong search engine. Let me feed the beast and go to
Well, I found this one where they drained their pool to save water, so the insurance got canceled because they checked here. Check this one.
Oh, there's
So
something
they
here.
drained the pool and they checked on the satellite and
Oh, this is it, right? Here it is.
that second one, the
This one.
petapixel.
Oh shit.
That's the pool one.
Pool one.
Wow.
San
But
Rafael.
you had one there from the petapixel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's triple A.
Yeah, okay. And then here is okay.
Yeah, we found it too.
I found the drone one. Okay.
This is Oakley. Oh, okay. There was a dilapidated car or something.
Oh, Oakley, Antioch Oakley, same thing.
Yeah, it's the same piece of shit. Um,
So I'm
nope.
thinking by the same logic, if you put a blue tarp on your roof,
Yeah, that would
they
make
can use
sense.
that and cancel you to avoid a claim,
That's nuts.
right? That just stands out.
So then I have a question. Then what happens to like new home buyers, homeowners, if they cannot get insurance for their
Uh,
home? Can they
you
still buy their home?
you get scalped, but let's look. California homeowners insurance. Let's see who's even playing the game. I think there was only two carriers left. Everyone's bailing. Let's see. Nationwide.
There's a state funded insurance that they're trying to force everybody to. They're trying to put it on the taxpayer. That's basic doing.
Okay. Okay, so Nationwide is one carrier, but whether they approve your claim or not, I think is going to be up in the air. So farmers, travelers, I don't know. Looks like there's four carriers here, but yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, there was a period of time when State Farm wouldn't write new policies in California because of earthquakes.
Oh,
That was about 7 or 8 years ago, I think. They had too many California policies, so they just shut it off for a while.
damn. Oh, and welcome, Bill. Long time no see.
So when you look at the policies for earthquakes, most of California doesn't live in earthquake places.
Or fire zones, right?
The vast majority of the landmass doesn't have earthquakes of any measurable risk.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the insurance companies don't write earthquake insurance, period. They foist that off on the state.
Yes, the whole.
You mean the underwriting itself?
Well,
Yes. Yes, I'm always getting notices from State Farm. Hey, buy your California earthquake policy. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pay $4,000 a year for something that's got a $100,000 deductible.
Yeah.
Okay. I just posted the new roof watch list. Thank you again, Larry. So if you want to add that to your toss, rock and roll. As we glance at the charts, we kind of missed this. We're gonna have to bug our boy Ross and ask him how he missed this this home run here with roofing companies. Okay, maybe we don't quite have the time to delve into the nitty-gritty of earthquake underwriting. But I'll leave this tab open to play with it later. Okay, cool. So welcome everybody. Let me upload the notes again in case you missed it. In case anyone has to run or wants to get a preview of our articles. There's 35 pages. So there was a lot of news items. We don't have to go through everything, but there are some really cool headlines. And we'll talk about APEC. And I got boots on the ground there. And I might be going there later today to break some skulls. So let's see. What is this? San Diego. Oh, holy cow.
That's the guy that had a kid at home. So after the accident, they canceled it retroactively.
That is so much garbage. Ridiculous. Okay. And then I wonder if they is it illegal to share the list of canceled policy members so effectively customers can get blacklisted?
I'm sure they do that.
If Apple
Well, the thing is, if you try to get insurance and you don't have an active policy, you'll overpay, or
right.
you'll be
right,
so,
right.
And there may even be a waiting list, a waiting period now of like 2 weeks. I heard something about
for
like,
car insurance. There's absolutely a waiting list.
Not
correct.
Instant anymore. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And so, car insurance is an extremely profitable scam.
The float. Yeah. It's all about the float.
They make all their money off of car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like they're selling option premium.
The ninth wonder of the world is selling volatility, right? And number 8 is compounding interest. And welcome, John. I don't think we've have you been here before? If not, welcome. All right, let's get started. This should be a fun session. Again, week 46. I am still blown away about the marketplace. It's higher and to the right still. So good times. Okay, welcome, John. Yeah, I think you visited before. Yeah. Cool. Notes are in the chat if you guys want to grab that. Let's see. No one died this week. Well, actually, let me correct that. No one famous died this week. So we'll go to South Korea. There was a Skynet accident, looks like, and this was an asparagus factory, I believe. Oh no, sorry, a pepper factory, or processing plant, and the robotic arm confused the man for a box, and he got crushed to death.
Oh my God.
Not a good way to go. But yes. And I didn't know South Korea has the 3rd worst industrial safety record on the planet. The K-dramas don't talk about this very much. Where is our K-drama expert?
So who are the worst? Pakistan and Bangladesh?
China? I mean, what? India's famous for the railroad accidents or the weird selfies, and China's famous for industrial accidents, right? Let's see. Yeah, who is number 2 and number 1? Third worst. Let's see.
And all these are at the mercy of the government reporting agencies.
That's right. And I don't know if other countries are sticklers like OSHA, right? And OSHA bulletins are written in blood. Skimming. No. Let's see. Global. What's the search for this? The correct search. Global industrial accidents by country 2023. Pakistan, Bangladesh would be I think a good guess. Let's see.
You want 2023. It's not done yet. You want 2022.
Oh, that is true. Okay, just see if this has it. No. And crime rate, no. 2018. I need a table. Where's the table? Oh, data table. Here we go. I don't want to download the table. Damn it. Okay. And wow, that's oh God. Okay. Argentina. God, how do we sort this? Sort. Filter, sort. Not letting me. All right, let's do this over again. 2002, global work industrial accidents. Maybe images. Country. Chemical accidents. The probably correct answer is some. I mean, is it per capita? Is it just by incident, total incidents? Yeah, I mean, probably Asia and Africa probably doesn't keep the best records. Okay, we can skip this. It's just an interesting thought experiment. But yes, South Korea is number 3 apparently. So that's a little scary. So yeah, they take workaholism pretty seriously. All right. So that's that. Number 2, this is a little bit freaky. 4 LA sheriffs mysteriously committed suicide within a 24-hour period. Not suspicious at all. And I did some digging, and there were some good comments. How does this have to do? What does this have to do with trading? None whatsoever. But I thought this was funny. Apparently, there's a multitude of Los Angeles County Sheriff Department gangs, like deputy gangs, and supposedly only 6 of them are currently active. The rest, don't ask, right? So you got the Bandidos, the Buffalo Soldiers, the Cavemen, the Grim Reapers, the Compton Executioners. Oh, they have a wiki page. Oh my God. Yes, requirements for membership include being deputies. You have to, yeah, oh my God. Recruits cannot be black or female. Where's Black Lives Matter when you need them? But yes, Linwood Vikings. Oh my God. So yes, this is real. If you thought Training Day was just a movie, yeah. And if you've met any cops, I mean, they're not all bad, but a lot of them are really dirty. And if you guys remember, during Frank Lucas's era for Harlem, when he narked on the DEA and agents that he was paying off, I think like half of the Jersey and New York City narcotics divisions was arrested, like half. Yeah, so that's like a throwback to American Gangster. Like it's a real story, like Nick Barnes and Frank Lucas. And the heroin moved into America wasn't in the teakwood furniture. Oh, sorry, it wasn't in the coffins. It was in the teakwood furniture itself. So yeah. And oh, welcome, Michael. We were waiting for you.
Good morning.
We were talking about the South Korean stat of work-related deaths, and Skynet has struck first with an industrial robot at a.
Oh, I read about that.
Yeah. So apparently, South Korea is number 3 on workplace deaths globally, which I had no idea. And there's no K-dramas about this, so yeah.
I'm sure there will be.
There will be. But yes, be careful in LA and watch out. And among other things, this is kind of a throwback. Oh, sorry. There's some weird things happening there in LA. It is not quite the City of Angels. You can read the link I posted in the notes. And then this is a throwback to the 80s, but there was that preschool and FBI investigation. This is before my time. I wasn't even alive, but they were trafficking children in the 80s out of this preschool, and the police were covering it up and blah blah blah. It's quite horrific. But yeah, so that's the bullshit of the week, and let's get to trading. All right. So this was made this is updated last night. But yeah, for the last 5 days, it's been a nice uptick, about almost 3% for the S&P, and for the month, we're up almost 4%. So that's pretty cool. And let's take a glance at the Stock Traders Almanac before we jump to the indexes. And here's the readout for November. It is number 2 for the S&P and Dow month since 1950, number 3 on the NASDAQ since 71. It is the start of the best 6 months of the year, NASDAQ's best 8 months, and best 3 months. The simple timing indicator almost triples the best 6-month strategy. Blah, blah, blah. Day before and after Thanksgiving Day combined, only 17 losses in 68 years. A week before Thanksgiving, Dow's up 19 of the last 27. And post-presidential election years, ranked November as number 3 for the Dow, number 2 for the S&P, and NASDAQ for number 3 as well. So it seems to be holding true to the historical data. And let's just take a further glance down the rabbit hole and look at December. December is number 3 for the S&P and Dow since 1950. Number 4 for the NASDAQ since 71. 2018 is the worst December since 1931, with the Dow and S&P down 8% and NASDAQ down 9.5%. Free lunch is served on Wall Street before Christmas. Ha ha ha. Small caps start to outperform larger caps near the middle of the month. So we're talking the Russell 2000 here. And then Santa Claus rally visible in graph above, blah, blah, blah. In 1988 was part of the best fourth quarter since 1928. Fourth quarter expiration week, most bullish triple witching week. Dow up 22 of the last 29. Post-presidential election years ranks December as number 5 for the Dow, number 7 for the S&P, and number 7 for NASDAQ. And Larry, do you have the newest edition, I think?
Yeah, I have the 2024 somewhere.
Okay. I think
he sent it to me in the mail last week. I subscribe to his service. It's relatively cheap, and you get a free almanac.
Oh, okay. Let's add that to our Black Friday list of goodies for traders to keep an eye on.
And is anybody going to trade the holiday?
I think
I'm not going to be home, so I mean, but the normal is I would always trade the holiday and show up to Thanksgiving late.
Okay.
Because you have a big move the day before Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday is always a big day.
Okay.
And the same thing at Christmas. I always traded holidays. They were huge.
Okay, cool. Sorry, what was
the question? Is anybody gonna actively try and trade the holiday?
I think that's only like futures for the most part, right? CBOE is closed, so it'll be kind of limited. But yeah, Stock Traders Almanac.
Is Black Friday hype?
Okay, cool.
You're gonna make me look.
Yeah, and then before I forget, let me do a plug for our next upcoming meeting.
Yeah, I almost forgot to sign up for it.
Yes, please do. This Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Somehow the announcement, I missed it.
Oh, yeah, the email just came out, yeah. So yes, this is, if you're a fan of The Wheel, this will be a really fun session. I'm not familiar with his work. Kurt, do you recall who brought up this gentleman?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay. And then a huge thank you to Wani for connecting us to Jay Zoloff, who will be speaking in January. And I don't have the write-up just yet, but yeah, keep your eye out for that. And...
Hey, Warren, question for you. Is it okay to tell the people in my other group that know Jay also to come to our meeting?
Oh, of course.
To send the link to other members.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We humbly ask for a small donation, but it's not a big deal. And if they have hardship, they can talk to me and we'll figure it out.
Oh no, I don't think they are.
Okay,
they all like
yeah.
Traders. So I can send the link, right?
Yeah, and you can invite them to Discord, even this session if they can, make do with my rants and whatnot. But yeah, please. By all means.
Okay, that way we get more members too.
Yeah, this is a trading forum, so we welcome all the knuckleheads. But yeah, check out The Wheel. This is like a nice, great like beginner strategy. We talk about it quite a bit. Is it appropriate for this market? I don't really think so. I don't think anyone should be selling covered calls. But then again, the market is going up at the moment, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure Mike will talk about that. Cool. So the link's in the chat. So sign up now for Saturday. And let's get back to our notes. We got 35 pages of goodness to go through. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's run through the indexes, and then I signed up for the stock charts trial again, just because like I still love the sector rotation animations, and I think it's a great teaching tool. So and then I'll wait for Black Friday to get the real subscription. All right, cool. Let's start with the S&P 500, otherwise also known as the market. And let's look at the futures, the supposed smart money, right? All right. Put call ratio is about 2.0. That's well above normal, which is sits at 1.4. So to recap, the put call ratio is dividing the number of bearish contracts against bullish. I know it says calls and puts for a futures product, like just bear with us. But yeah, it should be 1.4. So there's a little bit more bearish activity happening. Let's pivot down to the big boy SPX contracts. And let's see how that's looking for today. And we see some divergence in the supposed smart money sector here. This is fair value at 1.3. And again, the sizzle index numbers are off. So Schwab is still having problems there. And let's go to retail SPY and check out how that's shaking up. Also 1.3. That is interesting. Okay, so looks like the only group that's moving faster than everyone else is the pure futures group. Okay, let's go to our cousin indexes. And the NASDAQ has been quite on fire, and especially with NVIDIA. And we'll talk about that in just later in our tech components. This is also about fair value as well for the NASDAQ. Looking normal otherwise. Let's go to the schizophrenic index, which is the Russell 2000. It loves to overreact. And today is no accident. Market's basically flat, and it's already going schizo and down almost 2%, but very bullish. The put call ratio here likes to live at 2.3, and under 1 is very bullish for the Russell 2000. So that's interesting. Let's just glance at the chart if anything else looks out of the ordinary. Momentum here on the bottom left still looks like it's in sell-off territory, but mildly. We're dancing with the 200-day moving average here. Just touched it. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go to our other cousin indexes. Let's go to the diamonds, representing the Dow Jones, affectionately called the kid that likes to eat glue in the corner. This is the retard one. And yes, still retarded. Extremely bullish, 0.6 on the put call ratio. Very bullish. Hilarious. So we have quite a mixed bag of sentiment all across the indexes, from the very bearish futures to the kid in the corner eating glue. All right. And without fail, we got to look at the VIX, which is not quite a fear index, but a measure of the inverse volatility of the SPX itself. And it's at an anemic 14.2. So yeah, maybe time to drop some money here and go long. Yeah, had a nice yeah, it was living in the high 20s there for a second and old enough to buy alcohol, but now it's back to the minor leagues. And with all the bullshit happening from APEC and beyond, can the world stay this stable? I don't think so. So yeah, we'll check that out. And let's take a quick at the VXX side. Dave, you need some coffee, man. And VXX is bottoming out here. Wow, beautiful.
So it reverse splits near 10.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, we've made a pretty good move all the way from 42 or so to,
yeah,
the last time.
Beautiful. Hey, welcome, Rob. Let me upload the notes. See if you want to follow along. All right, cool. Welcome. All right, cool. So that's our brief overview, and now with sector rotation back, let's play with that. I do miss this tool a lot, so I think this will be fun for all of us. Sector rotation. Beautiful. These are the 11 subsectors that make up the S&P 500. And let's see how this baby moves. The options have slightly changed. I remember there's being something else here, but that's okay. All right, let's see. 2023. Where's all the money moving? All right. All right. So each chunk of the tail is a week. So we have a 5-week trajectory here to look at. So we see we have oil and gas falling out of favor here. So XLE, we got communication stocks moving into the leading quadrant. XLK with tech, which is analogous cousin to the NASDAQ, which is flying up here. We got domestic financials improving here as well. XLV is healthcare, and it's not doing too great. Open enrollment isn't quite year end, so this won't be great for them. What is XLV again? Building? Yeah, materials. Yeah. Like building stuff. So that's treading water. Industrials are not doing great. I'm kind of fuzzy on what makes up industrials again. Let's see. Real estate here is spinning circles and slowly drowning. Consumer staples slightly improving, utilities slightly improving. Okay, interesting. And if we sort this,
so there was some good bear strays.
Yeah. Especially when you read the data like this, it's very nice and obvious. Yeah, so this data is slightly stale, but if we're looking at 5-week trends, it's still not a bad tool for what it is. All right, cool. But yeah, if everyone wants to shout out their favorite tickers, we can throw this on sling some mud on the wall.
Why don't you do the
Can you 1252 those ETFs?
What is a 1252?
Tax advantage.
You mean 1256?
Yeah, 1256.
Yeah. No, the short answer, yeah, I believe no, yeah.
So put the 7 generals in there.
7 generals?
Yeah, Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA.
Okay. We'll throw some metals in there, some miners.
Yeah, your Tesla has a typo. If you want to go back.
Oh yeah, thanks. Anything else?
Oil.
Which oil product?
USO.
Oxy, USO, UNG, the Widowmaker. I got a cool article about that coming up. All right, let's just see what that looks like so far.
Wow.
All right, sector rotation. All right, where's the money going? Let's see. Gold is flaming up. Barrick Gold here, GLD, SLV, Microsoft, Occidental Oil, Google, Meta, USO, Netflix, drowning. NVIDIA, yeah. Tesla's definitely hurting. Yeah. But Microsoft is doing fairly well, for sure. Looked at that chart earlier. That was kind of crazy. It's up 13% for the month. For the year, it's up 52%. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Wow. Like the last guy you want to have a lot of money is Steve Ballmer, but God, ridiculous. But yeah, let's go to the table view. Yeah, the Widowmaker is the key loser here, and winner is Netflix.
You got it all wrong. Microsoft took off after Ballmer got kicked out.
That is true. That is true. What's his most famous?
Flat as a pancake while he was in charge.
What was the #1 flop under his command? The Zune.
I don't know. There were so many you can't count them.
Craig Ferguson had a great line about the Zune. The Zunes sucked. Here, if you guys remember this, this was a a predecessor to the iPod. One of the first MP3 players that never took off. Yeah, the Zune. I remember seeing this for the first time. I was like 18 or 19. And this other guy who also became a DJ showed it to me. He's like, yeah, Warren, this thing has no moving parts. It'll never break. I'm like, wow. Good times. All right, cool. Where are we? Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Any other tickers you guys want me to add here? Ross isn't here, but let's add his favorites. What, Elf? What else was he looking at? We can come back to anything else we want to add here too. So if you guys want to look at sector rotation, please let me know. This will be a fun part. Oh, here's Elf not doing well. So we'll talk about cold storage, like industrial cold storage in just a bit. All right, cool. Let's go to local news. You guys remember that biolab from about a month and a half ago? Well, guess what? It's connected to the CCP military. Surprise! All right.
Crazy.
Yep. Meanwhile, landlords are really struggling. Even with the eviction ending, people have been squatting and turning homes into total dumps. And we have some friends that were caught in that as well. And it's really unfortunate. And I swear to God, it was it's hockey mask time, if you know what I mean. But yeah. It's just not a good time to be a landlord, at least in California. And this used to be my old job, right? Property manager. I've kicked down a lot of doors with the sheriff next to me. It's never pretty. Fortunately, no one was ever at home, because then things would get kinetic really fast, but that's never happened on my watch. But it is always sad and bizarre.
Did you carry at the time?
No, I mean, with the sheriff next to me, I don't really need to. But at
I
home,
know, but
at home,
it's like
different.
a double risk to be carrying at the same time as the police.
Yeah. I mean, especially, yeah. Like if I'm not permitted, like let's not do that, right?
Well, no, if you were permitted, even then, it
Yeah,
makes everybody nervous to
yeah,
people.
for sure. And I don't think sheriffs see a lot of armed property managers. I think I was the one exception. The only place I did carry illegally was when I was working in West Oakland and managing piece of shit, Section 8 projects over there. We had armed intruders like once a week. Yeah.
Are you licensed?
Effectively, no one's licensed. The short answer is no one's licensed in the Bay
Concealed
Area.
carry in Sacramento.
Yeah, but not in the Bay Area. It is
No, I know.
Yeah, the Bay is a shall issue county. They're all shall issue counties, and unless if you don't donate to judges or sheriffs, like in like 4 and 5 figure amounts, like it's never gonna happen.
Okay, so you're not licensed. You're not
No.
CCW.
But let me just say, like sitting next to me in a movie theater is probably the safest place you can possibly be. All right. Next item, domestic news. So we got some major things happening. We had the softest CPI read in a long time, and I'll explain why this happened. We don't have to delve too deeply into the news. I mean, this is a fake statistic to begin with, so we got to go to shadow stats to get the real dope. And they changed the formula of the basket of consumables in the 80s. So let's go to the real number and let's see what that looks like. Oh, wait, this is the calculator. Where's the data? Wait, did they remove this? Wait, what? Where's the CPI readout? What? It's gone. Did they get like pressured to remove it?
No, that wouldn't happen.
It's not here. It's not here, guys. We look at this all the time.
Probably got corrupted or something.
Can you guys
Or
load on your browser to make sure I'm not tripping balls here? Where's the CPI data? Wow.
What about the archived material in the content index?
Archived commentaries. There's a paywall here. Primers and reports. No. Oh my God. They got to shadow stats. Oh no. Okay, that's really sad. Okay. Let me write that down as a homework item. Find CPI replacement. Oh God. Okay, that's really sad. Okay. That's okay. Anyway, so no surprise there. Really soft read. And this is mainly because of gasoline prices. And I got some detailed charts for you guys in our oil component. So next item. Yeah, Moody's downgraded USA and didn't really do anything. What technically the debt ceiling issue comes to a head tomorrow, I think, right? The 17th. I don't think there's a resolution yet, right? Debt ceiling.
Just turn off the government.
No, the government shutdown has been postponed until January 19th and February 2nd.
Yeah, after the holidays.
Okay.
They all have to go home for the holidays.
Okay. Okay, we're not to skip go into the minutia.
I'm hard edges. Just shut them down.
Yeah.
Make them all do a reduction, cost reduction.
Oh no. What a rebel. You want limited government. How dare you?
Well, no. Yeah, I do want limited government. I'm just thinking that
Fiscal responsibility. Who are you?
if we just did it like a corporation, said no, we need to do a 10% cost reduction every single year, and then make everybody fight for their budgets, it would solve all these problems.
Yeah, it's called zero-based budgeting.
Yeah, ZBB. Yeah.
Wait, for their what? Their budgets? You mean they're not bringing in value on their own?
No.
Idea so good they need to be mandatory.
Well, they all have an opportunity to prune. Everybody's budget has an opportunity to prune.
You've obviously never worked for government.
Oh, I have worked for government. I've just worked for other people who always
prune the NEA to zero.
Their budgeting works like at the end of the year they have budgets, and if you don't spend everything that you're given, then you'll get cut. And so naturally you spend everything that you're given so that you can ask for more for next year. That's how governments work.
No, I understand. And I had a boss that used, well, I mean, I did it myself, but I was the source of all the emergency funds at the end of quarters because I always had more money than I needed allocated.
Lisa calling from Hospital Drive Surgery Center, just calling to remind you about your appointment tomorrow with Dr. Well.
Oh, pardon me, Kurt. I'm gonna mute you.
No, it's okay. My leg has already had the bone set in it.
Thank you, John, for finding this. I guess they renamed the tab. Okay, thank you. And welcome, Lord Tedders. Thank you for joining us. I just uploaded the notes again in the chat if you want to look at our 35-page report for this week.
We were talking about budgeting in the government. By the way, public utilities work exactly the same way.
Yes.
You spend it all, and then you go to the commission and say, I'm not making my 12% guaranteed minimum profit, so you got to let me raise rates.
And the state has never said no. Ever.
Any state, anywhere.
That is correct.
Are you guys getting phone calls about some alternative energy source or payment system?
I don't know. Somebody who claims they're with PG&E, whatever, keeps calling me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
I don't bother with them. I tell them get lost.
I do the same thing. I was just curious if I'm the only one, if I'm being targeted.
Yeah, I don't know what it is they're trying to sell me, but I want no part of it. Don't waste my time.
Speaking of debt, let's look at the global debt. We got a nice pretty picture here. So we got a combination of public debt, household debt, and non-financial corporate debt. Wait, non-financial corporate debt. So that's not interest related? Oh, 1 second. My other alarm's going off. Be right back.
While Warren is working on other stuff, I don't know if anyone saw the since we're talking about debt, I thought the emerging market style recession discussion that David had with Lynn that I posted under education was particularly interesting. Just Lynn was really talking about the debt and how it could even shape this upcoming recession. I just thought it was an interesting hypothesis. I haven't seen that kicked around yet too much by other mainstream economists, but seemed rather compelling.
I saw that YouTube.
You posted it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
With rates effectively doubled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her argument is because I think a lot of us, and myself included, were thinking, with all of these extreme cuts, we should see an extremely deflationary recession, right? Like a 2008 style recession, and her base case is slightly different, and so she gives some good arguments.
6th. Okay, cool. I'll check this out. Who is that?
What's that?
I don't know. Someone at an auction site?
Auction or something.
I don't know.
Hey, Warren, I also posted a video from Rebel Capitalist this morning. It's a really good one. I just posted it on the chat.
Which channel? Oh,
on the
okay.
chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Rebel Capitalist.
Yep.
About hedge funds, and it reminded me of what Edward said.
Ooh.
Exactly what Edward said before.
Okay. Sweet.
It's a really good one.
Okay.
What did I say before, Winnie?
Well, remember what you said, that most good traders, they only wait for an opportunity for the best trade of their life, and then they go all in.
And
this is kind of what they're talking about.
All in crap just freaks me out.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different
with like 12%, but God,
I think there's a lot of different styles. Winnie, I would say for me, that's what works, right? I know other traders who are, a lot of them in this channel are income traders, right? And so it's a different strategy, but it's something to consider. Depending, because I think a lot of people just don't have a very substantial edge. And for years, I would love to be like Dave. If I could just make money consistently and be an income trader and have an edge with that, that would be ideal. But that didn't work for me. So this is my strategy, is more of an all-in on a few high conviction ideas. But it's not for everybody.
You could reduce it to 25 events. I mean, I could reduce my trading to 25 events a year.
You mean 25 trades a year?
Well, just, instead of working most days, I could reduce it to maybe 30 days, 30 business days on 20 important trading events.
So we're going against the Tasty Trade slogan of trade small, trade often.
Trade often.
Trade big, trade very
trade once.
Well, no, it's about optimizing your time
and not feeding the broker with his commission.
Right.
You're gonna make Sawstuff cry.
Yeah. They're gonna lose out on all the commissions.
And being sponsored.
And I would go even further than that, Dave. For me, it would be, how about 5 trades a decade?
Wow.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Wow. What do you do with the rest of your time, though?
I sit here and come up with memes and chat with you guys. That sounds good to me. And play with my
take care of the plants in your backyard.
Oh Lord.
Do some yard work.
I got
Take some
meme.
naps.
I got a meme for Ed.
I trade every day and I take lots of naps, trust me.
Here we go. I got a meme for you, Ed. Here you go. Therapist. So what actions did you take this week to help release dopamine in your brain? I shared a bunch of memes on the internet, so I feel validated. Therapist.
Love it. Awesome.
So that's us, Ed. That's a shit posters.
Shit posting is an important day job, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I wasn't on Facebook for almost 10 days in a row. And yes, the minute I got back, I had to drop a few memes.
Good stuff. Where are we? Okay. Oh yes. Okay, debt ceiling. Okay. Cool. Good YouTube videos. Meanwhile, Visual Capitalist came out with a cool breakdown of the current US economy and has a cool bearish and bullish case. So the bullish case is that American consumer consumption is going to save us all. And in the bearish case is no, the US consumer is broke out of their minds. So vote now and see which case will likely happen. But yeah.
There's quite a bit of content that says that auto dealerships inventories are really high.
Yes, and let's look at the subprime auto default rates. And if it hits 12%, the sector collapses. I believe it was 9.
But how much of that is EVs?
Oh,
really high.
Yeah, very high priced and not moving.
Well, all cars are very high priced. There's just too much $45,000-$50,000 models.
The most sold car is the Model Y.
Prices are crashing big time. The wholesale car prices are crashing.
Oh,
at the auction.
So does that mean that car prices have gone down?
Yes.
Yep.
New car prices have gone down.
New and used.
New and used.
The Mannheim index has the used car price index, right? What's the new car one? So here's used cars. Blah blah. So yeah, it's reached support, and then the next level would be what's 175-ish. So in theory, Carvana and their cousins would fail, but it might be coming. CarMax, yeah. Okay. We'll have to keep our eyeballs on that. And how do we find new vehicle?
Do you have a watch list for cars?
No, do I? Value index? I don't remember.
So if you go to the link I posted, you can see it like a stock chart of any make or model.
Gurus.
Let's see.
It tracks. So whatever. If you go down,
okay,
and you can filter it by whatever make and model, so you can see them go down.
Convertible average price 37 down.
So what's the most common car? What? The
SUV.
Camry, the Accord.
So that's by body type. You can go down to makes and models.
So
the makes. Okay.
So yeah, you can filter any way you want.
So here's year over year, right?
CRV.
Honda CRV, yeah.
So you can go to Honda.
Wow, everything's down.
Well, everything was so high. It was just
to start with.
Beyond. Is that used?
Yeah. Well, now put CRV, and it will show you the years.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So now click like 2022.
Yeah, down. Oh my God.
13%. Wow.
That's a lot.
But if you click one, you'll see the chart. That's what I'm saying.
And Honda Accord would be the most sold car in America if they did fleet sales. So Honda doesn't, but Toyota does, which is why the Camry is the most sold car in the United States. But
really?
But fleet sales decimates resale value, which is why Accords hold a little bit better than the Camry. So it's like the manufacturer's kind of on your side in that case, but yeah.
Yeah. So then this is a good time. This is a good time to buy cars then, right? Used or new, since the price has gone down.
But it will continue to go down. This trend, I think, will be sustained. But yeah, if you were paying peak pricing, 18 months ago, like you're a sucker. And the average new car price is what, $1,000? At what rate? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The theory is that you can send the note to the guy who holds all the inventory and make bids, 15-20% below the prices and get buyer or get people to do the transactions, because they've got so much inventory on hand. They're not taking deliveries from the manufacturers and manufacturers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, average car payment is over $1,000 and slightly over 10%.
Oh, but isn't part of the issue on inventory the fact that their carrying charges to hold them on the lot are outrageous now?
That's part of
it has to be,
the reports, because they're carrying it, at least 4.5%. The manufacturers are giving them rates.
So if the demand for cars have gone down, what do people do? Do they just like take Uber, or what do people do in terms of like transportation?
Well, less people are working, so the need for cars has gone down overall.
They work from home.
Right. And then also people just, it's more duct tape and elbow grease, right? So in theory, like O'Reilly stock should do better. And that kind of is the case, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the case.
Yeah, O'Reilly's, up 16% for the year. Wow. What's the other one? AutoZone stock?
Yeah, they're kind of mismanaged though.
Yeah.
So $2,000?
These are, I guess, what do you call this? The automobile defensive stocks? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think there's a business model to start encouraging people to repair cars.
But then a lot of cars are not friendly to repair, especially like the newer cars.
Right.
And then
they all electronic and all that, right?
And then Congress just passed the legislation to install kill switches in all new cars. Yeah, God forbid should you like post the wrong thing on Twitter or X or whatever the shit it is. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's where there's going to be a business to disable
or just buy older cars, right? And then we haven't talked about like EMP protection yet. So that is a little bit outside of the
scope. They're coming after your older cars. So my brother-in-law owns a smog business that is naturally, you have to be star rated by the state, right? And it's a fairly arbitrary set of rules to remain star rated, but that's what's necessary if you want to smog vehicles like that are older than whatever it is, 5 or so years. Well, interestingly enough, the state arbitrarily revoked his star license, and not just him. He's consulted with an attorney that apparently is representing a number of these other small smog businesses with star licenses. And she mentioned that over 1,100 of these businesses have lost their license in the last 2 years, and the state has not provided any explanation. Although I think it's pretty clear that the explanation is they want you to be driving an electric vehicle with a kill switch in the future.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, that's what's happening behind the scenes.
That makes a lot of sense. And 15 years ago, I had a lot of friends go into the smog business. They were making killer money. And I think that's probably not the case anymore. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah. No, it's much more competitive, and the difficulty is they can pull your license for basically any reason because it's all automated, and basically they just have their algorithms say, oh, well, you weren't doing the things that you were supposed to do, but then there's no real answer. It's like, trying to ask AI, how did you come up with the answer? There is no answer.
Got it.
And it's just baloney.
And then in the gun community, FFLs are losing their licenses to the ATF with no explanation, no appeals. So they want you on EVs and unarmed. So I think we see the writing on the wall.
What was the acronym? I didn't understand the acronym. I'm kind of naive.
It's the firearms, like it's the license to sell firearms. FFL.
Yep.
What's it stand for? What's the second F?
Federal firearms license.
Yeah. Federal firearm license. And California has a lot of unconstitutional gun stuff. Like there's a restricted handgun roster, and like no other state has it. I think Massachusetts has like a soft version of it, but no one else does. And then when I was visiting Hawaii, visit Alan the other year, like I was tripping balls because they had Gen 5 Glocks. I'm like, I thought Hawaii sucked for gun rights. And like, apparently not.
Nothing is as bad as California, or actually, I think New York, right? Isn't New York the worst? But
it's
anyway,
pretty bad.
We're
but
up there.
It's not as bad as California, yeah. And then we have like the ammo surcharge happening. So,
what's that?
There's an ammo. There's a new ammo tax that goes live in January. So, yeah, it's another like 12% bullshit. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're definitely coming for your guns in California.
Yeah, exactly.
My guy has a $20 to $1 off all vehicles.
Wait, what?
What is it?
My smog guy.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't. I mean, he still has a license.
I mean,
yeah, it's not all of them. It's just they are systematically, clearly taking them away.
Yeah,
they're probably going to do it at a rate. It's like boiling the frog, right? They're not going to do it all at once, but they'll do it over a period of time where you're just going to find it harder and harder to find somebody to recertify your vehicle for smog. And if you can't recertify it, you can't get your registration, which means you can't legally drive your old truck or car.
Right.
What? Go ahead.
Okay, just to follow Ed's thought. So if this trend is true, we should see people unloading smog businesses, and they're selling their hardware here, which is kind of interesting. Like the dynos are being sold here, $6,000. Another one, $6,000. Same guy, looks like. But it seems to be, we have congruence here with the evidence.
They aren't requiring dynos anymore.
So only older than like 2002 needs a dyno.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Okay, well, I'm just curious, like if people are selling smog businesses. This is
now it's OBD port plugin only.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I missed that.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, we got 50 minutes left. Oh my God, we got so many pages. We're only on page 9 of 35. We got to speed up. All right.
Okay.
We're having too much fun here. Okay. I thought this is a super cool breakdown for visual capitalists. Here's the global stock market, all the equities in play, and US is gangbusters, of course, and we got some other notable players. But who's not pictured here? Pop quiz. Well, please don't read the notes. Who's not published? Who's not listed here?
Not listed here.
Russia?
Yeah, I was going to say this.
Russia's one, but that's kind of a frozen market. So
America.
All right, we're running out of time, but it's India. And our Indian correspondents aren't here with us today, but I gotta represent. So the Nifty 50 is kicking major ass, as we've mentioned, and the sort of the same money invested inside the Chinese markets versus the Indian markets is a night and day difference. And yeah, we do have a chance to play into that market. The ticker is Indy, and that gets you into the Indian ETF. And it's been a historic run for the southeastern subcontinent there. So shout out to the Indians.
Why is that? Why is the Indian market up so much? 2,000%?
Well, we're deleveraging from China, right? So everyone wins. So all the other BRICS players, Vietnam, I mean, hell, Pakistan and Bangladesh is even happy that China's suffering, right? To be honest. So yeah. All right. Let's fast forward. Lots of shit happening in all kinds of snippets of America. I thought this was kind of interesting. there was a this is in Miami, knife wielding assailant unfortunately picks the wrong guy to rob or assault, and he fights an MMA fighter. He gets back taken, body slam, disarmed.
Like that.
Yeah, that's great. God, I wish that would happen to me and I could get it on film. That'd be so much fun. It might happen later today. I'll explain more in a bit. All right, cool.
What is MMA? What is MMA?
Mixed martial arts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu is the bread
okay,
butter.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I like anybody who beats people in the ground. That's great stuff.
Ground and pound, it's the best.
Well, no, but when you lift them up and you smash them into the ground, anybody who beats them with the ground.
Yeah, but the most badass suplex isn't that, but Mighty Mouse did this. It's the suplex to armbar. This is like the most crazy possible suplex in the world. Like, it's just unheard of. So he picks him up, throws him, and then attacks the arm as he's falling. Watch. Suplex up in the air. And then transition. Grab the arm.
Ouch.
Move the legs over.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
So not only are you like knocked into the ground, your arm is threatened to break immediately. And that's the finish. It's beautiful. Like that guy is an MMA genius. But yeah. Okay. Diverging a little bit. Back to the real estate calamity. We talked about the WeWork fiasco last week, and let's look at vacancy rates all across the world. All right. Global vacancy rates are a disaster. 2019 is in the light green, and the dark green is Q3 2023. So 16% globally. North America 21%. I think SF is 30% overall. That's the aggregate number, but I think it's very neighborhood specific. So like Market Street, downtown, FiDi is a disaster. And now Benioff is like saying, oh no, we need rule of law. But yeah, whatever. And naturally, this makes us look at a lot of REITs, and especially the regional REITs that are sucking major ass. And oh, we do have a car watch list, by the way. I forgot who asked earlier.
I did.
Oh, Larry.
But you don't have the auto parts in there.
Let me load it really quick. Let me see. I called it Death of a Used Car Salesman. Shout out to Arthur Miller. Let's add the car repair stuff. What is it again? O'Reilly is ORLY. And I'll share this if you guys need. What's AutoZone? Is it Napa Auto? Are they public? AZO.
You have Advanced Auto Parts too. AAP.
Oh, Advanced Auto.
I knew there was another one.
Advanced Auto.
Napa Auto Stock. Okay. I have never shopped at Advanced Auto.
AAP.
You're lucky. They are a completely sleazy company from the limited experience I've had with them.
Oh, that sucks. This is Genuine Parts. I think this is Napa. Auto Parts. Oh,
yeah, I think that's right.
Let's go to the list. Anyone shop at Rock Auto? Rock Auto Supply?
Oh yeah.
There you go. Wait, where's the list? Oh, here we go. AutoZone, we got that. Magna International, what the crack is this? MGA.
They're an OEM, they're not retail.
Okay, well, let's add them to the list.
They go in with GM.
Oh, we got O'Reilly.
Here's a tip, guys, for Rock Auto. This is what I do. I go in, you get all the part numbers of all the manufacturers. Then you go on Amazon and get it the next day because you punch in the part number.
Yes.
So you see what's compatible, all the manufacturers, and usually find it on Amazon with one-day delivery.
And probably cheaper too, right?
That is also the Guitar Center strategy. You load Sweetwater, what is the BH photo, and you show them the price, and then they're forced to match. Also Amazon as well. And Guitar Center, Those guys are on commission if you didn't know that. And every price is negotiable. That's a little DJ insight there. I add value to Bitcoin by shitposting on Twitter. Oh my God, that's awesome. And what did Dave?
Since we were just talking about the meme, I thought that was appropriate.
Oh yes, I haven't watched this yet. I read the highlights, but yeah, this is badass. I wish I saw this live, but yeah, two Muay Thai absolute legends. I would pay so much money to train with these guys. But yeah, where am I? Oh, sorry, sharing the watch list. Sorry,
yeah, keep moving.
Getting distracted. Okay, let me share the death of a salesman. This is shout out to Arthur Miller, if you guys get the reference. Used car and auto parts watch list. Okay, cool. All right. All right, let's get moving. So yeah, real estate sucks. Oh yeah, I was talking about REITs. There's a beautiful watch list category, REITs, from the default toss list here. And just a shout out to regional players back from my property management days. AVB is big. Equity residentials. Simon Property Group does a lot of strip malls and mall type stuff, which was a disaster post-COVID. And yeah. And if we look at these guys, Essex, I used to work for them. And it is not a fun industry. A lot of very backstabby. The top IQ guys don't go into property management, in case you ever wondered, and there's a reason for that. There's no money. So yeah, it's a disaster. Vacancy rates are tied to job growth inversely related to job growth, and obviously, work from home is not good for these expensive luxury apartments. But it's very
and realtors aren't going to be doing too well either.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, cool. Let's get chugging along. Drivers are getting their entire trucks robbed here. It's happening all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah. What else? Starbucks workers are going to strike, which is
today.
Yeah.
What are they striking about?
They're over-entitled, over-educated baristas. What do you expect?
One
Yeah.
They want less pay and longer work hours. What do you think?
Makes sense.
And I was a former barista, so not to knock on Starbucks. But it is a bit of a culty following. But yeah. And in response to the strike, prices are up. It's great. Wonderful. And then I thought this was fun. SEC is getting major whistleblowing from supposedly the short selling community. So no accident there. There's financial reward and you get to wreak havoc. So, obviously we got to think about swaggy stocks and wonder if this is going to impact the bottom line for this community. And let's see what junk people are trading today. Wow, we've got Walmart.
Walmart
with earnings. What else is and then those are the obvious players. Anything weird here? Wendy's, no. All the usual suspects. Anything very bearish?
Walmart actually had earnings today. It dropped like $12.
Yeah.
Whereas Target up like a whole lot the other day.
Yeah, that was a bit unexpected.
That's just crazy. Yeah.
Where's the earnings list? Where's the earnings thing? I thought I had the earnings calendar. Sorry, too many tabs. Earnings. Where's today's earnings? Okay. I guess I don't have it. All right, that's okay. Next item. This is a premium article, which I don't have the premium membership anymore, but that was interesting. Russell 2000 call volumes explode. And let's just go back and double check that. And we did talk about that briefly. during our market overview. Do we see that today? Yeah. Again, the put call ratio was under 1, right? About an hour ago. So this is usually 2.3. So yes, this is a little bit more bullish than it should be. Is it justified? I don't know, but the market is trending upwards, at least according to the S&P. Okay, cool. And then we'll talk about target earnings. Let's take a glance at the report really quick. Inventory management has improved. Is that less shrinkage, or I don't know what this is?
Probably less stock. They used to totally overstock.
And but what's interesting though is if as if Target wasn't cringy enough, guess what's the newest product line?
Oh,
it's
no.
Self-insemination kits for women.
Wow. Really?
I am not kidding. This is real. I
Target?
Yes, this is real.
Yes.
And this wasn't from any financial outlet. I found out about this like in like men's red pill forums. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Wow. And this is for women?
Yeah.
No,
Or it's for
pay attention.
men
It does
to-
not say for women.
It's for everybody.
I see where you're
for
going.
men to force women to get pregnant so they can keep control over them.
What? What is this?
Like
For future pregnant persons.
Future
pregnant persons.
Yeah, see?
This is how you steal sperm out of like condoms and shit. It's total garbage.
What?
Yeah, and there's like a story before. A housekeeper at a hotel jacked the sperm of some like wealthy guy in a suite and got pregnant, and then sued him for child support and won.
Oh my God.
And then also on a side note, if you donate at a sperm bank, you will be on the hook for child support in California and other states. It's not nationwide, but you don't have protection, even though the contract says you're confidential. It's not. Like subpoenas get through that all the time. Okay,
That's horrible.
That's Target for you. You learn all kinds of stuff at Trader Talk. Next item. U.S. retail sales declined as student debt payments resumed in October. No surprise here, right? But yeah. And then, do you see the Venn diagram of the Starbucks group and this group? It's like, yeah. So yeah, good times. Okay, it's okay. I mean, we kind of get the gist from the headline. No worries. Let's fast forward. Now also adjacent to millennials and Gen Z, Bumble founder Whitney Wolf Hurd has been fired and she will be replaced. Yada yada yada. So yeah, the online dating market has collapsed. I mean, Tinder came out in 2011, and so did Instagram. And the best dating app isn't even Tinder; it's Instagram. Like the term for you other folks, it's called sliding into the DM. And then the Netflix and chill invites ensues. So it's weird. Like my generation and younger, they fuck before they date. Like if you can understand that, it's like, I actually kind of like you. Besides the lay, like it's just normal standard operating procedure, and that's why this generation of women is horrible, like the young ones.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Bumble stock is horrible. So let's go to the big chart. Let me show you guys.
I had never even heard of Bumble until discussions in this forum.
Oh, really? It's been around a few years, right?
Yeah, and it's a unique app to empower women.
It's for women.
Right.
It's for women.
Women have to make the first message. Otherwise, the match doesn't go anywhere. And women don't like to do that. They're terrified of rejection, which is why Bumble's always been a colossal disaster. And here's another problem. I used to use this before. I found tons of friends' wives and girlfriends on here because they don't delete deactivated profiles. They leave them on there, which is like the number of scandals that's created is legendary. So, but yeah, here's the charts. It's a disaster. So I call this, my spinster adjacent watch list. And part of that list is some other notable players. Sorry.
Hang on. I got a question here.
Yes.
A dating site is a publicly traded company?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Bumble.
Bumble is publicly traded.
Yeah.
A few years now.
Proof
It's been
in the
around.
pudding. right here.
So that very fact right there just screams scam to me.
Why is that?
Because you're pimping out the women.
No,
for investors.
No, because it's a dating site.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's a business. It's a business, right?
We have strip clubs on the exchange. Like, why does this surprise you? Rick's Cabaret.
Why is that surprising?
I'm not talking about morals. I'm talking about an AWS server. This is nothing.
Yeah, this is fluff.
It's shipping, but shipping pixels around of pig people. It's nothing.
I know, Rob, but don't blame us. Sandhill Road wanted this. They got free money. They don't give a shit. Yes, they're absolutely 100%. There's
not even a lease in the ground for a strip club would at least have a lease.
Correct. I mean,
what is an audience?
What about Snapchat and the amount of child porn they have? Nobody likes to talk about that. Okay, well, but yeah,
not a real thing.
And the NSA loves it. They just go through those archives all day, every day. Like God knows what they do.
Not to mention the Chinese.
TikTok, sweet Jesus. Yeah, I know. I would love to short bite dance, right? But yeah. Bumble's real. And then, but yes, this is a beautiful watch list. If you think about this level of customer, they're looking at Chewy, Peloton, Beyond Meat, and then, if they're dancers at Rick's Cabaret, probably not doing well. As we're using Zoom, like all 5 of these companies are like colossal losers. Like, just look at their charts. Like I've done the shortcut for you already here. So this is the spinster adjacent watch list. Like, this is this category is over 30 on antidepressants, drinking cheap box wine, and they're just riding random dick every week. Yeah, good for you guys. So yeah, all kinds of fun there. All right. Anyway,
I learned a lot of things from here.
There you go. Speaking of running through roast beef, U.S. beef prices hit record high as nation's cattle herd is expected to shrink through 2025. So it is getting a little pricey to feed my dog. Yeah,
working poor will be eating insects.
Hey Rob, we gotta go like can we go halves and buy like a whole cow or something like soon? Like we gotta do this.
They're coming for your hamburgers after all.
Yeah, that's right. And then as a side note to this, food suppliers are seeing the shift and upsurge as people transition away from fresh food to frozen food. And then like this is an exploding sector that I've never heard about. So frozen food sales have exploded. So 34% bump since 2019. And in terms of real estate, it's gone from 300,000 square feet to 3.3 million.
Wow.
So which forced me to think about how do we, like, what's the trade, right? So obviously there's cold storage specific REITs. And then I thought before we get there, I thought there were some good comments out of the article. This is just a pit stop. So
canned goods.
It starts with the frozen food aisle and it ends in the canned goods section. And then after that, it's the pet dog food. Like, you heard about senior citizens eating cat food and dog food? Like,
no. Is that true?
I have. Yeah. I mean, if you're on fixed income and you're not savvy like Larry with all his semiconductor money, like, what are you going to do, right?
So, oh my goodness.
And then this is a cool article. Refrigerant gases, especially freezer gases, have exploded in price in the last 2 years. Blah, blah, blah. This guy has a freezer trailer and it cost him $5,000 to regas the trailer. So that's part of the, I guess, frozen ecosystem as well. And then here's some yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Is that because people are getting lazier? They don't want to cook. They just want something easy, convenient to just put in the microwave.
It's cheap.
And it's cheap.
It's cheap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
just to buy frozen food.
I mean, a Big Mac is a lot cheaper than, the equivalent amount of calories in the form of fresh produce, right? And real ground beef. It's just, I mean, that's like grass-fed garbage versus, the good stuff. I'm sorry, not grass-fed, corn-fed garbage against the good stuff. Cool. But I found a specific ticker that's related to frozen goods. But they're not doing very well due to labor strikes and other bullshit. And they're called cold. So this might turn around, but they're not doing well. So
maybe they should branch out into the morgue industry.
That's the Chinese strategy. And cruise ships, like dead bodies go into the freezer, if you didn't know that, on cruise ships. And a lot of people die on cruise ships. Yeah, just ask around. But yes, I did find one ticker that is doing well. They sell cryogenic equipment and industrial supplies for cold storage, and it is very bullish. So let's look at this ticker. It's called Chart Industries, and it's forming a cup and handle right now, interestingly enough, but it has done well in the past. So yeah, it recovered from COVID really nicely. So might be an opportunity here. So put this on your watch list if you want to check it out. Check it out. And then meanwhile, for the fresh produce, for the fresh foods section, like Tyson Foods is having a disaster. Like consumer demand is really weak. So yeah, they're suffering big time. Year over production is down 25%. It's horrible.
Didn't they just discover metal parts in some of
yes.
their products?
That doesn't help either.
Chicken nuggets, right? The nuggets.
Yeah.
But they also do frozen food, not just like fresh.
Correct.
Tyson,
but Tyson is primarily a food processor. So it's like it's the butcher shop. Like that's their bread and butter.
Right.
And speaking of domestic news, I thought this was fun. We like to look at this every now and then. This is the fancy automatic watch category. So it's been quite the disaster for luxury watches. And where does this fit into your portfolio? Typically, this would be a well, don't tell the IRS you're hustling watches, but these are, I guess it'd be an alternative investment, right? Adjacent to like your art collection, your fancy exotic cars, your collectible firearms and precious metals, I guess. And yeah, the data is it's been collapsing pretty quickly. So if you want to get into the Rolex hustle game, this might be a good entry point. And I thought about that myself.
Do these watch guys have to report the way that precious metals dealers have to report?
Dealers do for specific kinds of coins. It primarily affects gold and not silver. Like you gotta be talking like jewelry, no, none whatsoever. But for gold, it's like more than 10 or 20 ounces for specific kinds. Like if you're buying stuff like at that level, like you're balling out of control already. So like you don't need me at that point. But yeah.
So watches are a tax dodge.
Yes. And for the private investigator watching this, we all have a friend, but it's none of us.
I used to work for a guy who collected watches. He was weird. He was not a great boss.
I'm sticking with my $10 Casio watch.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I never understood. Now I understand why he spent so much time on watches.
Why?
Because it's a tax dodge.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then what's the other tax dodge? You know who told me this? My hairstylist.
Yeah.
Okay. She had a dentist that was hitting on her. And this guy bought copious amounts of gold. And he could, fly under the radar because it was for gold fillings. So he's buying gold with pre-tax dollars and just stocking up on that in that form and just taking it home.
But dentists are the premier tax dodgers in the world, right?
I didn't know that. Are they? I mean, it's the highest suicide rate for the medical industry.
I would have thought it was coin dealers who were the highest tax evaders.
But yeah, so my hairstylist, that guy gave her 1 ounce of gold, like as a gift. And I'm like, dude, like he's dropping you $2,000 and like he wasn't ugly and you didn't date him. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, I bought that ounce of gold. It's right here. It's an American Eagle. So I own that story literally. So yeah, that sits proudly on my desk. Her loss, my gain. It's all good. Whatever. But yeah, here's Rolex prices, and the entry point is like submariners, right? So let's just look at a random one. Submariner, no date, very straightforward. Let's look at the prices. Peaked at about 14 grand about last year. And I think I told you about this. Like my jujitsu instructor, or like one of the guys, a brown belt, he wanted to buy my Rolex. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why? You're overpaying. I'm like, he's like, no, I'm getting married. I'm like, so? Well, he didn't even own a house and you want to buy a Rolex. I'm like, what are you, a dumbass? But he missed my financial acumen course, obviously. So, but yeah, might be a good time to pick up some cheap Rolexes sometime, and then wait for the flip. But yeah, tax
So
dodge
who do you
galore.
sell it to? How do you make profit from this? Like you buy it and you sell it. Who do you sell it to?
Anybody and anywhere. I mean, the waiting list for new ones is like years. So the used market is very efficient actually. And yeah, a lot of cash.
I don't think it's meant for trading. You put them away forever.
There's a lot of cash deals, and like if you need to move 200 grand in a backpack really quickly, a couple Rolexes would fit the bill really nicely. It's definitely easier to.
Are you allowed to take it out of the country over $10,000?
Well, it's jewelry, right? Right, Wani?
So it's considered as jewelry. Okay.
I mean, don't go crazy like in Switzerland, but yeah, it's jewelry.
Yeah, if you're carrying just a couple of watches, it's not a problem. My father-in-law's a huge fan of his Rolex. He just likes them and bought them a long, long time ago. But yeah, it's no problem to travel internationally. Now, if you had like a bag full of Rolexes, you're probably gonna get some questions from TSA, right?
Right,
but,
right.
You like Warren said, you could carry just a couple of those and be like, oh, well, I like wearing one and then I have one for fancier occasions. Like you're probably not going to get too many questions.
And while airports scalp you, they do have inventory. So, and they're duty free, right? So there's pros and cons. And if you do this hustle, maybe it pays for your first class business ticket, over a decade. That's not a bad hustle. So yeah, just alternatives for your portfolio in case you were interested. All right, let's fast forward. We got international news. We're only on page 18 of 35. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right. Middle East. There are now, this is already out of date. So there were 2 carrier groups in the Middle East, in the Mediterranean. Now there's a fucking 3. It's insane. Okay.
When the hell did that happen?
Now like I made this and then I saw the update and I was like, shit. So here I got a screenshot here of all the ships, and then shit, there was another one that just flew in last night, or flew in, but like powered in. So there's 3 aircraft groups in the Mediterranean just chilling. So yeah,
because the U.S. is worried about being sucked into Iran. They got to show force because we couldn't possibly attack anybody.
Oh, of course not. We're the ultimate peacemakers.
We sent all our bombs to friggin' Ukraine.
Oh yeah. Here's civil asset forfeiture courtesy of TSA. Shit. Thanks, Flav. Yeah, shit's real.
With cash.
Yeah, don't fly with cash. I mean, like stay under the legal limit and then get equivalents. So yeah.
What about gold? Can you take gold out of the country?
There's limits.
10,000.
There's limits, and that's why people smuggle them up their butt and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Well, don't do that. I've been scanned. I've had a body scan multiple times.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, it does.
If you need to take wealth out, there's a reason why Bitcoin is superior in that regard. If you can memorize 12 words, they have no idea.
All right.
And then you could change it over for gold on the other side if you wanted to.
All right, we got 17 minutes, guys. All right, so Boeing is gapping up very nicely because of all the munitions and war stuff. So here's a fun article on there, so check it out. But yeah, the charts are favorable for Boeing in the near term. It's improving quickly, and it was the laggard in the sort of missile defense category, but now it's picking up nicely. Okay, cool. I thought this was a cool little article on where the international students are coming from. So mostly China. India.
Wow.
Again, our Indian correspondents aren't here, but they would tell us that the Indian group is the largest clump of illegal immigrants actually in America, or number 2 after the Mexicanos, right? So they overstay, and then H-1B exploitation, blah blah blah, complicated stuff. But yeah, not pretty. And I'm surprised to see South Korea number 3 yet again for our charts.
Wow.
So yeah. And
Canada, wow.
Yeah, and then don't forget, this also funnels into the higher educational component, you know, with that out-of-state tuition scalping. So yeah, cool. What is this? A chart of, I forgot. SpaceX has their Starlink IPO. If you're an accredited investor, you can talk to me. We do have brokers that specialize in pre-IPO stuff, courtesy of Don Lee and Jonathan Wong, if you know them. I've gone to a bunch of their presentations. There's some cool stuff, a lot of junk, but SpaceX is pretty crazy. I believe the pre-IPO strike is like $800-900 a share. It's ridiculous. People are trying to gobble up like crazy. Yeah. We have friends of friends that are staking like 7 figures on this, and unfortunately, I think it will pay off really nicely. And does Elon deserve this? Fuck no. Starlink is or SpaceX is basically it's a front for DoD satellite launches. Like, come on. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of crazy. NVIDIA, we kind of talked about. The charts are just insane. So wow, it won't stop. It won't stop. So yeah, it's amazing. If you're holding, yeah.
I understand they just released some new chips for China to comply with the sanctions on China.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That saddens me, but yeah, it's okay. Lucid is still sucking. It's still a known loser on the charts. We know about them, but yeah, I didn't know they were losing $250,000 per card sold. So every time you see that, you know, ugly pickup truck roll by, you should wave. Sorry.
But that's not a problem. They're owned by our good friends, the Saudis.
Are they? I didn't know that.
Yeah. The Saudi put a lot of money into Lucid.
What?
Yeah, you
they own a lot of it.
You buy a Lucid, you're supporting the Saudis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Lucid
Ford had numbers of how much they were losing on every truck. It was pretty surprising.
And then the House of Saudi is a major stakeholder of or formerly of Twitter, and they basically own Four Seasons. So if you want to protest, FYI.
So do winners of golf tournaments get Lucid cars from Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I don't know. Who's the hair again? The royal. He's a Saudi House Saudi. He's a very sharp young guy. I've watched. I forgot what his name is. What's his name? No, his son. What's his son? He's the crown prince. What's his name? I wouldn't have time for this, but the next in the line and throne is a very young cutthroat, and we may have future problems for sure with him. Okay, Michael Burry still his latest calls have been fucking up like no tomorrow, and
I like that article. That was funny.
Yeah, I love this guy, but he's been terrible for the last 2 years unfortunately. Like, the market is like he's running out of solvency while he's trying to catch the falling knife, and I was in that camp too. And shit, right. you have to trust what's on the charts. Like, if it's going up, like we
can't go against it, you know.
Yeah,
people are irrational.
Don't fight the Fed. Don't fight the Fed.
Assume that the business reason is there.
Well, homeboy here is autistic, so like, you know, he was also weird and looking up like water tables and aquifer data like post GFC. So you got to hand it to him. Like, he knows his shit, but he can also like get played by Wall Street, which I'm surprised he still thinks there's an efficient market. But yeah. So yeah, that was a cool article. And he's a local he's in Cupertino. Yeah.
Yeah.
Microsoft and Meta still doing bullshit, and their asset price is still amazing, unfortunately. Blah blah blah. That's this cool EV article, not important. We talked about this before. lots of folks just throwing out buzzwords in earnings calls, but it's not working anymore. You can only spam that button so many times until it doesn't work. So, yeah, AI gobbledygook, yeah, it's not going anywhere soon. I mean, generative AI does have a future, but in the near term, it's still quite complicated. Cool. Let's fast forward. The tech component of the S&P is still getting heavier and heavier, which is not scary at all and not frightening for Silicon Valley investors whatsoever. And the percentage now is about 30% is, heavy on tech. And that's not a recipe for disaster whatsoever. So we'll keep our eyes on that. And yeah. And then oil. Did a lot of research this week for you guys. Part of the CPI miss is a huge component as gasoline prices. If you guys notice, the gasoline prices have gone down a lot. Dropped like 75 cents. And basically that's due to our strategic petroleum reserve being depleted like crazy. So just to recap, here's past sales. Here's that mammoth sale from last year, 180 million barrels. There's only capacity for 714. And the average cost basis for the savings account was $29.70. And we have to replenish at what, $70, $80 a barrel? Like, that's a disaster.
There's talk that Biden totally screwed up and didn't buy the cheap stuff. And we're never going to refill it.
100%. So, yeah.
And they were people were definitely talking about how maybe they artificially lowered prices just to hit the CPI number.
Why do you think he screwed up?
Well, there's talk that he should have bought at 67 and now it's 72. And
No. I agree that there were better times than current, but why is this a mistake?
It's not a mistake, but
okay, so he didn't screw up. He performed accurately.
Yes, Yellen has been involved in this whole thing, and they're artificially modifying the CPI numbers. The takeaway.
They always do.
So yeah, I didn't know that there was a sweet and sour component to the reserve. So instantly made me think of sweet and sour chicken. So yes,
a lot more appetizing.
There you go. We're getting close to lunchtime. If you'd like to look at more, there's more articles I posted here, so you can look at more details. But this is the gist of it. And here's the overall graph. So again, capacity is 700 million plus, and we're about half of that, and probably will stay there.
Yeah, we're about 650, 637 or 50.
Yeah. And meanwhile, what is gasoline used for? Processing cocaine, of course. And therefore, in Colombia, people are stealing gasoline like crazy. If you've ever seen like people cracking into pipelines to steal gasoline in South America and Mexico, it's insane. Like when things catches on fire, I hope they died instantly, but a lot of people didn't.
Well, that's really disturbing because leaded gasoline in your cocaine, that's something that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, and it's a little like my chemistry is a little weak, so I don't quite understand the whole process. But yes, it's
making cocaine is a very toxic process. Let's just say it's not just leaded gasoline, but yeah, it's a very nasty chemical process to extract.
And this is before it's cut with talcum powder and all the other garbage.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in its pure format.
Yeah.
Is it from a plant, cocaine?
Yeah, cocaine.
The cocoa plant right here.
Plant.
And
from cocoa?
People would just chew this like gum, like for the slight, kick. And then, but if you isolate cocaine itself, it's magical apparently. I wouldn't know, but yeah. However, if I did get pure like Colombian, I think I would be tempted at least to try it once. But it has to be pure, and I will test it.
I hear Vietnam has cocaine for like $4 a gram. That's crazy. I mean, the bars have 20, but supposedly the cocaine in large quantity
I mean, the Golden Triangle is more famous for like heroin and other items.
Heroin,
I wouldn't trust the Viets with the coke. Like I already don't trust them. So like, yeah, like yeah, we'll just, yeah, we'll figure it out.
My point was that it's far cheaper in Vietnam than it is in South America.
A lot of things are far cheaper in the Far East than anywhere else.
Right, because they can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll have to dig this rabbit hole a little bit later by myself. Okay, no worries. But yes, CPI data is connected to gasoline, and no surprise there. And in case you didn't know, the prelude to the GFC party in 2006 was with Wachovia Bank, which was the preferred banker of choice for the Colombian drug cartel. And then when they got slapped on, what happened was they got slapped fines for their extreme cash positions because regulators were like, what the fuck? And the banks passed on those penalties to the cartel, and the cartel responded by emptying the banks of all of their cash, which is the original domino for the liquidity crisis. And guess who had a front row seat to all of this? Warren fucking Buffett.
Wow.
From his Wells Fargo's board seat, because that was Wachovia, if you remember, was part of the WAMU debacle and all that stuff, and he was part of all of that. He knew all of that. He had all the intel, and he would go on to interviews and say, "Buy a piece of America, buy the SPY, trust, do ETFs, do the long run, blah blah blah. I'm the friendly godfather from Omaha, Nebraska." And if you'd like to learn more, I pasted the original article or report from Max Kaiser. Episode 136. This is way back too, so yeah, if you want to check that out. Cool. Let's fast forward. We got a couple more minutes. Fast forward. I got some more gasoline data from the IEA if you guys want to read that. Long story short, consumer demand will go up, and especially in a wartime environment, it's going to go up even more. So the petroleum reserve will never be refilled at cheap rates. Like, it's a nightmare.
So you're saying oil prices would just go up?
Potentially.
No way around it.
But I would be we're nervous about the natural gas. You know, the famous Widowmaker, right? Where's the Widowmaker? UNG. Let me drop this back in here. Where's UNG? Wait. Oh, right here. Okay, yeah. But yeah, natural gas. Not doing very well. Okay, cool. Let's go to China news. APEC. It has been crazy. So they looks like the big meeting the other day happened in Woodside of all places, at this fancy house, and they cleaned downtown to a pristine level. And I got real life footage from my homies that actually attended. So this was Tuesday. So this is Minna. So if you know the gallery, and look how clean it is. Nothing, police officers, order and rule of law, and it's beautiful. And nobody's there. So yeah, crazy. And
so the next thing is Biden threatens China. I mean, this is his he insults and then threatens people.
He was talking shit after his meeting. He called Xi a tyrant.
Out at people. It's his. You could bet on it. It's straight up.
Yeah. And then, but Xi Jinping had one request, which was don't allow anti-China protesters to be there. And
what happened here?
It is a shit show. Like, there's so many pro-China protesters. They're hanging flags on the barricades, and they're beating the living shit out of like Free Tibet folks, anti-China folks. Like, I'm gonna go like today and tomorrow. Like, I'm super pissed. And like these non zero fighting skill 20 and 30-year-olds are jumping like old men and women and beating the crap out of them. And I'm so pissed. Like,
is this happening in San Francisco right
now? Yeah, this is yesterday.
Right now.
This is yesterday.
Was it in San Francisco?
Yeah. And then here's one dumbass. This pink pig, this Chinese Wuma, he dressed up like in the old Chinese emperor, the late dynasty cosplay, and he's beating up people. Oh, is he free China? Oh, sorry. Or they're just beating the living shit out of people. It's so horrific.
Wow.
And they're beating up like old Cantonese guys and gals. Like it's unholy. And I'm just so pissed. So I'm gonna like I am not kidding. Like I'm like after like my last meeting is at 2 p.m. and then after that I'm going to San Francisco and I'm gonna bring my American flag. I got motorcycle gloves like waiting for me in Amazon locker. Like I'm not kidding. Like it's already waiting. And I'm gonna wear my
Are you
rifle.
going yourself? You going by yourself?
I mean, I asked some friends, but long story short, there's a lot of pussies, and it's okay. But I'll go myself. Doesn't matter. Like these are like pussy mobs, and you know, I was at Antifa when they came to harass Milo's Berkeley event. So been there, done that. Like whatever. And like, what's the worst they can do? Shoot me? Like if the cops shoot me, that's a real threat. Hence the bulletproof vest underneath my sweater. But like I'll go out and like leather gear, motorcycle gloves, and I'll only bring knives and no guns, just to give them a fighting chance. So yeah, like this is it. And but yeah,
Warren does not fuck around.
I mean, they're assaulting innocent American citizens, like Chinese Americans on U.S. fucking soil. Like, holy fucking shit. Like if I don't go, like I'm gonna hate myself. So like after this, like I'm rolling. So like you guys are invited. Like yeah, please.
We should all go with you.
Like at least film me so like you know when I make bail, we can have a good fight in the court. But yeah, like I already memorized my lawyer's number. He's already on retainer. Like we're good to go. My life insurance is a little bit low. Maybe I should get some term life before I go. But you know, always thinking. But yes, in other Chinese news, the stock market is still wobbling. There's been extreme liquidity injected and it's not doing anything. And again, the magic number for the Shanghai exchange is the 3,000 level, and they're barely treading water. So it's quite a nightmare. And I had a fun article I needed to show you guys. Where is it? I found like a pro-China economic article, which I thought was like kind of hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, don't worry. Like, I'm not gonna get myself killed. I just want to like defend like the poor, like you know, free Tibet folks. Like, it's just unholy that they're getting their asses kicked like this. But yeah, I think I forgot to save that. But yeah, but that's it. 2 hours, 35 pages of news, and yeah. Let's look at where the market has been since we started. Okay, flat. Okay, yeah. Hasn't gone anywhere. And for earnings, we have what? Applied Materials today. Who else? Yeah. Okay.
So oil was down from 76.50 to 72.50. That was a huge move.
Right now? Yeah. Let's see.
67. 67.
Oh wow.
Or 73.
76.50 to 72.50.
5%? What's the typical expected move per day? Like $1? Yeah. No, dollar and a half
50 range.
Yeah. Wow, that's 3x. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's why XLE is moving out of favors. We've got some real sector rotation happening. Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna drop more from here?
Maybe in the short term, but I think medium and long term, like especially going into a wartime economy, like
it should go up.
Like oil is a must, like before ammo and everything else. And again, and after that is coffee, right? And then bullets and everything else. Like you need cheap energy for the hardware and for the human bodies, hence oil and coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you hear about STR, that's the war oil. Just keep on saying it. That's the war oil. He took the war oil, the emergency oil. This was not a let's flatten out prices stuff.
Yeah. But meanwhile, for earnings, we got Ross coming up. We got Gap. Let's see, anything else notable? I wish Gurpreet was here, our former Ross analyst. Let's take a look. This caters to a more lower end of the fashion market, but they also have a huge shrinkage problem as well. And it's has it kind of peaked? Maybe. Hard to say. What does sentiment look like? Let's see where the betting public is. Very bearish. Holy cow. Someone knows something, and already down 3% for the day. Wow. That's like 800% more puts than usual. Okay, on the 5-day scale.
Because TJ Maxx had its earning yesterday, the day before, and it didn't do well either.
Right. Target was the one exception in the retail sector. And I think Target's cooking the books because like they're in so much heat.
So.
Yeah.
I think so.
And clearly they didn't get the message that, doing this sexual stuff doesn't work. Like they're selling artificial insemination kits. Like, what are they thinking? Right.
Well, they're looking for business. And I think Target probably just didn't buy inventory. I mean, at some point they have to smarten up, and maybe they got ahead of the system.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad to run out of inventory. It's bad to hold inventory at 7%.
Yeah, carrying costs are significant. And then here's Gap. We'll see how it does today. It's been doing well for the year, it looks like. Oh, maybe not 5 years, but at least for the year. Let's go to sentiment while the charts don't load. Oh, wait, wrong ticker? What's Gap's ticker?
I think it was
GAP, right?
No, I think it was GP something.
GPS.
GPS, wasn't it?
Oh, GPS. That's a funny ticker.
Yeah, it's surprised they're not getting sued for trademark infringement.
Looks bearish. And this is what? Was it? Can we call it Gap higher end? Kind of.
No, it's a middle.
Yeah, middle, upper, middle-ish. Yeah, it's flying.
They're priced high end. It's horrible.
Is it worth it? Oh, hell no. But yeah, it is priced at the higher end. I do like Old Navy, to be fair. It is cheap and stuff. What else? But yeah, it has been flying above its 500-day and 200-day moving average. Nice, steady net buying. But yeah, this earnings may change things a bit. So yeah, we'll see. And for fun, let's run our bearish scanner here and see what comes up. This again is geared towards just net selling, so it needs negative momentum and consistent negative closes. And who shows up? Raytheon, and I don't know who these folks are. Interesting. Short-term VIX stuff. Oh wow. Okay. Celsius. What is Celsius Holdings?
Huh. It's the energy drink.
Is it? Okay. And then Structure Therapeutics, ADR. Oh, all ADR suck, right? Oh, let's look at Chinese tickers really quick. Got carried away with APEC bullshit, but yeah. Oh, thank God. They gapped up. Oh, God bless them. This will launch a fresh tier of shorts. But yeah, here's China's large cap with FXI. Let's jump to the sector leader, which is Alibaba here. Wait, it's down 10% for the day? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And I have no positions? Oh Lord. Oh God.
It has earning.
Oh wow.
Probably earnings bad or something.
How did the China expert miss the China trade? Oh my God. Okay, sorry. The cobbler's son has no shoes, right? Okay. Wow. Oh my God. I could have been up here and then, cash out here. Oh no. Okay. Hey, but don't worry. Wall Street will tell everyone to buy the dip and it'll be beautiful. And
yeah.
Let's look at sentiments. Oh, see, right here. Right on schedule. Buying the dip. 0.444. And this is a funny number because Chinese people are hella superstitious, and 4 sounds like death. Yeah, so 444. I gotta get a screenshot. All right, I got it. All right, screenshot 444. That's hilarious. I guess that's a good omen to go kick some commie ass in San Francisco. So if you guys want to go, please let me know.
So you're anti-Temu and you're pro-Baba?
No. I'm anti all Chinese stocks.
Yeah.
I only short. I never go long. I mean, when you have defined risk, there's a call component, but yeah, blah blah blah.
Well, it all comes from China, so
yeah, I mean, and
or it's used. Like my last set of cables came from somebody, and they were super top end from some IT shop.
But we are deleveraging, and in time, everything will be from India, Vietnam, and Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, and Mexico, and Brazil. Like China is in trouble for sure. Like in manufacturing, all the flight risk, and their new bullshit espionage, the espionage law is insane. So yeah.
What's that?
Oh, like you can be detained for any reason. Like there's no due process. They can jack your phone, your laptop, everything. And that's why like a lot of companies are giving their Chinese bound staff disposable electronics because they expect it to be stolen and hijacked.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, cool guys. Well, that's the show. And if you have to leave, it's all good. In case you missed the notes, let me upload them again. And I'm very excited to. I'll report back if I survive San Francisco. If I don't, that means I didn't make bail, and like I need a favor. I'll pay you guys back.
We'll visit you.
We'll visit. Send me money for the commissary, right?
We'll bail you out.
Please, yeah. All right, cool. Oh, sorry.
We'll bring you China news.
We'll bring China news.
Chinese food.
Bring me like the old printouts of all the quotes, from the newspaper. And then but yeah, here's our week 46 notes. If you want to grab our 35-page report. A little bit more dense than usual, but yeah, had too much fun doing research.
Hey, in your will, put the Discord password, okay? So you pass on.
There you go. All right, cool guys. I gotta prep for my next meeting, but I gotta run. So yeah, we'll catch up next week and stay safe out there and stay hedged. All right, take care, everybody. Catch you guys later.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.